Alrighty, hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about objective 2.1, which is about graphing lines not in y equals mx plus b form. Alright, so yesterday we reviewed what do we do if we're graphing a line in the form y equals mx plus b. We talked about m being the slope and b being the y-intercept. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you watched that video, and I'm just going to jump right on in today to some examples on the delta math that you're going to do. Okay, for this delta math, I'm asking you for a note submission of the work that you show on a separate sheet of paper as a PDF, just getting the y by itself. You don't have to graph the lines on the separate sheet of paper. Just show me that you got the y by itself 5 times. Okay, and there's no notes to do for this Ed puzzle video. Just watch the video and answer the questions, okay? So use technology to find points and graph the line x minus 3y equals negative 6. So notice that this equation right here is not in this form, y equals mx plus b. So I need to get the y by itself. So what I'm going to do is I want to isolate the term with a y in it. So I'm going to subtract x on both sides. Okay, these x's are going to go away, and then we're going to be left with negative 3y equals negative x minus 6. You can also write negative 6 minus x, it's the same thing. All right, but be careful. 6 and x are not like terms, so you can't combine them. So you have to keep it like this, negative x minus 6. All right, now I need to get this y by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. So I'm going to divide every single term in my equation by negative 3. These negative 3's are going to cancel, and we're going to be left with y equals positive 1/3 x plus 2. Okay? Now, how did I get that? Well, remember, there's a 1 in front of our x. If there's no coefficient written, our coefficient is 1. So 1 divided by 3 gives me 1/3, and negative divided by negative is a positive, and 6 divided by 3 gives me positive 2, and negative divided by negative is a positive. Now, we have our equation in the correct form. We have our slope of 1/3 and our y-intercept of 2. Okay, we have it in y equals mx plus b form. Okay, so what I'm going to do to graph this line is I'm going to take my point, I'm going to go to the y-intercept of 2, put a dot, and then I'm going to go up 1, right 3, up 1, right 1, 2, 3. And then when I'm done plotting my 2 points, I'm going to hit done plotting points. Okay, now click and drag to draw the line. Make sure you draw the graph on the edge of the grid on both sides. You may draw your graph all on one piece or piece by piece. So basically you just need to use this ruler, take your pencil, draw your line. Whoops. Let's redo that. Okay, and then once you have the arrowhead show up, and then you can undo last if you make a mistake like I just did. Okay, once you have your arrowhead show up, hit submit. And then you're good to go. Okay, and then let's do one more. All right. Okay, use technology to find points. Now, use technology, don't worry about that. Just solve for y, graph it for, and then graph the 2 points and then connect your points. That's all you got to do. All right, so we have 3y minus 6x equals 12. So again, we have to get that y by itself. We need it in the form y equals mx plus b. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 6x to both sides. So whenever I have anything where my y isn't by itself, I want to get the y term by itself, and then I'm going to divide by the coefficient to get the y by itself. So this is going to leave me with 3y equals 6x plus 12. You could also write 12 plus 6x, but again, I want it in y equals mx plus b form just to make my life a little easier. Okay, now I'm going to divide every single term by the coefficient that's in front of my y. It's going to leave me with y equals 2x plus 4. Okay, now I have my equation in y equals mx plus b form. 2 is my slope, 4 is my y-intercept. So I'm going to go to my graph. I'm going to go to my y-intercept of 4, put a dot, and now my slope is 2. So remember, if our slope is 2, we want to treat that as 2 over 1. So we're going to go up 2, right 1. Up 1, 2, right 1. Up 1, 2, right 1. And then we can also go down 1, 2, left 1. Okay? Then we hit done plotting points. It's going to give us this arrow. This ruler. And then we just use this ruler to draw our point. Whoa. You're just going to use this ruler to draw your points. Okay? It's okay if your first try isn't perfect. As you can see, mine wasn't. And just drag it along. And then once you see the arrowhead appear, that's when you know you're done. Please don't hit submit until your arrowhead appears. Okay? Arrow meaning what right here, the arrowhead. Okay? Hit submit answer, yes, and then you're good to go. Okay? So basically, this is exactly the same as what we did yesterday on the delta math, except we just have to do all this. We have to solve for y. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.